Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Techsplore. So in my previous video, we have discussed about what is an IT industry. If you don't watch my previous video, please watch it. I'm providing the description below. Without further waiting, let's get into our today's topic. So we need to understand what kind of softwares available in the IT industry. Then only we can assess that how many kind of jobs available on each sector. Okay, so now in this category, the first one is the system software. So what is mean by system software? A software that create a platform to run other softwares. So for example, if you take a laptop or a computer, so we need to install some software to working with that computer. So that is called operating system. So Windows, either Mac or a Windows. If you consider the mobile phone also, we need to have some kind of OS. So either Android or iOS. So this is called system software. So to develop this system software, we have some big companies are there, but with respect to job share, they have limited opportunities because this is already developed by some company. If they want it across the geo also, they have limited openings to develop these kind of softwares because it is already developed, right? So we don't expect multiple openings for this for developing this kind of system software. So coming to the next category is application software. So what is mean by application software? So if you want to use any kind of activity, so for example, if you want to use MS Office, right? Office related, Excel, Word, Paint, PPT. So to do all these things, we have one application called Microsoft Office. So this is application related software. For example, if you want to maintain a documents, uh, there will be some formats are there. To do this activity, we have different set of softwares are there like PDF, PPT. These are all application related software. For example, if you want to connect to internet, we should have a browser, right? So either Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, or now it is called as Edge. So this is called application specific software. So these are all called application specific software, and the job market also very less because already developed by those companies, and if they wanted enhancement, they have little more enhancements will be there, and they will have little opportunities for the job. Okay, coming to the next category. So the next category is programming development software. So this is a kind of, so for example, if you want to develop some application, right? To develop an application, we need some tools and softwares required. So for example, for saving this code, we have repositories, and for developing, we have IDEs like IntelliJ IDEA or Eclipse, these kind of things. For example, if you want to connect to a database, so SQL studios we have. So these kind of tools are required for do the development activities. For coming to the job opportunities, this also very less because these tools are already developed by the big companies like Oracle, Microsoft, Google. Okay, so this is the other category called development softwares. The other one is embedded software. So the what is mean by embedded software? A software running on hardware to do some activities. So for example, if you take washing machine, it has some little programming. Okay, if you take any remote control toys or TVs, and nowadays TVs also installing the softwares. If you want to work with any hardware, there must be a software required to install in that hardware. So that is called embedded software. So in worldwide, they have little more opportunity. They are introducing a new home appliance or toys or anything, right? So to do work with that, so they need some developers to develop this kind of software. So this is called embedded software. So the next one is database software. So this is the most important software in the IT sector, because we need to store the data, right? So in IT industry, the most important thing is we will take the data and we will process the data and we will save the data. So for saving the data, we need a database software. So for example, let's take an example. If you are sending 100 rupees to your friend, right? You are not sending directly the 100 rupees note to your friend. In PhonePe or Google Pay or in net banking, you will initiate a transaction by selecting that end user account and you will enter some amount. So this data, so what is the beneficiary details and how much amount you are sending. So these details you will send it to bank. So bank will send the beneficiary bank saying that you received an 100 rupees. Here what the whole process, what is happening here, the data is flowing from one place to another place. Okay. So after some days, or if it doesn't matter whether he is taking 100 rupees or not, but eventually in the IT processing, we are sending this 100 rupees and account details, so on, so date. Okay, this data to some other place. So this is the processing data. To for now you understand, right? So what is the important data? Important of now you understand what is the importance of data. So to save this information, we need to have a database software. So we have a lot of database softwares are there, like Oracle, MySQL Server, Postgre, and all these database software there. And last 10 years, we have more database softwares, because in database softwares nowadays, there are two types of database softwares. So the first one is SQL database and the second one is NoSQL database. It means it will take any kind of data. But in case of SQL database, only it will take the data in the form maps, tables only, right? So this is about database software. So what is the job market for this database software? There is a huge market for this database software, because in every industry, in every company, data is the more important. So if they want to save this data inside the database software, they need a database developers and admins, because based on the business requirement, they will analyze and they will create the tables for storing the database. Okay, so admins are there, developers are there. There is a huge market. If you learn this technology alone, you will get a lot of jobs. Okay, so this is about the database software. So if you go to next category is networking software. So what is mean by networking software? So nowadays every organization has a lot of computers, right? To connect these kind of systems in a network, we need some sort of network softwares are there. The other one is security software. So this is one of the most important area. So this is the one of the most important software in the IT industry, because nowadays every computer is connecting to the internet, right? So if we don't provide any security to your computers, the hackers may inject the viruses. So your system will be collapsed, like not run. So there is some kind of softwares are available to provide the security. So the next one is gaming software. Okay, so nowadays most of the people knows there are a lot of gaming softwares are available, like PUBG, all these things, right? So some of the companies develop the gamings by using some software, so we can consider as a gaming software. So nowadays everybody providing the mobile application with their businesses. For example, if you take PhonePe, right, and if you take IRCTC, and if you take Abibus, so any business nowadays they are developing the mobile apps, because nowadays everybody using mobile and they are connected with the internet. So instead of connecting to the laptop or PC, they are directly using this from their services from their mobile. So nowadays everybody is developing the mobile applications. There is a huge market, I can say, for developing the mobile apps, that is called Android app developer or mobile app developer. So if you want to work on this kind of applications, so you should learn the Android development or iOS development. Let's get into the system to understand more about what kind of software is available and what is the job scope. Okay, first let's see what kind of softwares are available, and let's understand it. So as I discussed earlier, the first category is the system software. So system software manages and controls computer hardware so that application software can perform. So I discussed earlier, so we should have some system software to work with any device. Like examples are Windows, Mac OS, Linux. If you take the laptop or PC. So, but if you take the mobile, so OS like Android or Windows or iOS. So these are the system softwares. To work with, it will create a platform to make other software work. For example, if I want to use MS Office, right? So I can't use directly into my brand new laptop or PC, right? So for that, I need to install some OS software. So then only I can install MS Office or Chrome or anything else we can install. So if you see my screen, so this is the uh, operating system which I have in my machine. So if you take this, I have a lot of applications, Office 365. So this is the application software. For example, I want to use in my office, right? So I need to open this one. So for example, I want to connect to internet. So I need to open Chrome like this. So this is about system software, right? So the other one is application software. So as I mentioned earlier, we'll have Office, Google Workspace, Adobe Photoshop, anything, right? So if you want to do some specific activity, so we should have that specific application software is required. So this is about application software. Let's go to the next one is so programming softwares. So to build any kind of software, right, we need to have some tools to develop those softwares. For example, IDE. So if you want to develop anything, right, so Java related projects or Java related programs, so we should have IntelliJ IDEA or Eclipse. For example, if you have any .NET related, right, so we should have Visual Studio. So there only we will develop our software. So to develop all these kind of software, so we need to have some softwares. Those are all called programming softwares. So this is about programming softwares. Let's get into the other category, database softwares. So this is the most important thing in the IT industry. So if you want to save any information, right, so we should have some kind of software to store the data. So the major example for this database softwares are Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server. So the definition, if you see, database software allows to create, manage and manipulate databases. So first we'll buy a data software, and then we'll create a database inside that, and then we'll save the data. So this is about database software. So let's get into other version. So this is embedded software. So like I said earlier, so embedded software is designed to specific hardware device perform dedicated function. For example, if we take any washing machine or TVs or some fans, nowadays fans are also including these embedded softwares, or some robotics or some toys. So if you consider all these things, there will be an software inside that hardware to work with it. Okay, that is called embedded software. So let's get into another category, network software. So network software facilitate communication and data exchange between computer and networks. So what is the use of this networking software in any industry? For example, if we take banking industry, so if we take one bank, there are a lot of employees are working inside that bank. So those employees will have their own systems. So those systems will internally connected to a network. So to make the connection between these computers, we need some kind of network software. So that is about network software. The providers are Cisco. So these are the network software provider companies. So let's get into other one. So security software. So if our computer is connected to internet, right? So anybody can inject malware to inject antiviruses so that they will steal our information or they will destroy our files. So we'll have huge loss. So this is one of the major software every company should have it. Major network security software providers are Norton and McAfee. Okay, so these are the security software. So let's get into the next category, web development software. So I need to talk about it. What is a web development software? So whatever the softwares we have discussed so far, those will be installed or available in the internet, right? So the web development is, for example, if you want to provide your services to any user across the world, right? So we should create the web applications and we will deploy in some environment that is connected to the internet. Okay, so here there are two kinds of applications are there, static website and dynamic website. So what is static website? So static websites are the website, whenever you open, the same information will be available and you can't do any action on that website. So that is called static website. So by using this WordPress, Dreamweaver, we can create the static website. So the other one is non-static or customized web application. So if you log in any application like Abibus, so this is non-static website because you can do some actions from, if you want to search from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So if you search, it will give a lot of information. So this is a web application which is running on the internet. So you can log in here, you can select any bus and you can book the ticket. So this is called web application. So to build this web application, we need some of the softwares like web development softwares like either Java, .NET, Angular, and React. So all these softwares are required to build these kind of web applications. So those are all comes under these web development softwares. So let's get into this next category, game development software. So we already talked about what is a game development software. So game development of softwares are used to develop the games. So if you see PUBG, so if you come across any other games, those are comes under game development softwares. So these are all about different type of softwares. Let's see in the web what kind of softwares are there and what are the companies that are providing these kind of softwares. Okay, let's get into the internet and now you see. So I given the query like list of operating systems and their companies. So this is a system software we already discussed. So these are all the list of companies that are providing the system softwares. For example, Windows, Mac OS. So these are the most popular used operating system across the world. Okay, so we have a number of software companies that are providing the operating system like Linux and Android this FreeBSD, CentOS, IBM Core, Red Hat Enterprise, so Solaris. So these are all the operating system provider companies. So job market is, we have job market on this operating system development, but very few, because this is the same software is using by multiple users, right? So if you buy a new laptop also, it will have Windows only. Windows is already developed by some, they will just install into your machine. There is no huge requirement on this. They'll have different version. To work with that, they have little amount of jobs required to develop or enhance these applications system software, right? So this is about operating systems or system software. So let's check the other list of application software. So for each and every requirement, there will be an software already developed. If they have new requirement also, small team can develop that requirement. For example, if you want to connect to internet, we'll have already Google Chrome. So this is the Google Chrome. Our Google CEO Sundar Pichai took the initiative when he joined in the Google in the 2004 around time. Okay, like this VLC media. For example, if I want to play video, right? So this is the VLC media player, is the one of the player. So if you want to develop new media player, it will take just around 10 to 15 persons will be there to develop this entire application. So the entire job market on this application software is little bit more when compared with application system software, right? So if you want to send mails, the Slack, this Adobe Photoshop, so all these are application related softwares. So let's get into the what are the embedded software companies. So if you take the embedded software, the Robert Bosch is the major one to provide the embedded software. So likewise, we have multiple companies that are providing the embedded software. This Microsoft, Honeywell, HCLTech, Intel. So all these are embedded software related companies. So with respect to the job market, we have plenty of jobs because every day they will invent some new device, or they will update their other old devices. So for that they need to develop in software. So they will have some good amount of openings in this. Let's get into other category. So this is the database management software, DBMS list. Okay, so out of this list, there are Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, Cassandra, this Cockroach, CouchDB, Amazon Aurora, SQLite, MariaDB, PostgreSQL. So these are all database related softwares. So out of this, I know some of the softwares are NoSQL database, that is called Cassandra, and this MongoDB. Most where is this MongoDB? So these are the most used non-SQL database, and remaining are SQL database. SQL database means the data will be stored in the form of tables and rows. Okay, if you enter 1,000 lakhs of records also, it will be saved in the form of rows only. So this is the most important software in the IT industry. So with respect to job market, there will be a huge market in this area, because for example, if you have a business, right? So that business need to maintain some of the data. So for that, they will purchase this software from any of the vendors. They will install in their machines. They need to have a people like admins and developer to store their database. So this is the evergreen, and there are a lot of opportunities in this area. You don't need to learn all these technologies. So just learn any one or two technologies, you will get a job. Okay, so this is about database software. Let's get into the next category. So these are the various companies that are providing network softwares. So the most one is the Cisco and Datadog, Extreme Networks. So all these are the network software to connect multiple systems. So these are the multiple softwares available in the market to connect the multiple systems in an organization. So the job market is when compared with database very less, because once you connected all the systems, there will not be any much requirement. Very less number of people suffice to have that requirement completed in one organization. But the job opportunities are there. So let's get into the other list. So this is about uh, security. So if you see Avast and Tender Micro, Semantic, Checkpoint, so there are more companies are there to provide the security for the systems in an organization. So to coming to job market for this one, so some of the organizations already there, they already developed. But if you come how many, but if you consider how many jobs available in this area, very less when compared with the other categories, because there are few companies that are developing this software. So if they need any enhancements or they need find a new one, very less people sufficient to contribute that one. So when compared with other categories, it has less software, less job openings. When compared with other categories, it has less opportunities. So the last one is so gaming. So these are the companies, those who are providing the gaming. So if you find next on this game Firefly, Sega, so all these are the companies providing the gaming softwares. But if you consider any other companies, right, so it has less openings. So the last one is mobile application. So if you want to develop any kind of mobile application, we should know either Android OS or iOS to develop any kind of application. So this is all about how many kind of softwares available in the industry and what are the job market for each and every category. So if you want to get into the IT industry, we should know basic minimum information about the how many types of softwares are available, and what is the job market for each and every category. So that's it, guys. It's all about how many kinds of software is available and what is the job market. I hope you understand all these topics today. If you want to know anything about this topic, please comment so that I can make one more video on this. So if you like this content, please subscribe the channel, like, share and comment. That's it. Thank you for watching. Signing off for today. Bye bye.